Dear students, we already completed two life cycles. One is Entamoeba histolytica and another one is Plasmodium vivax. Two more life cycles we have to complete. One is Ascaris lumbricoides and another one is Wuchereria bancrofti. Here we are going to take Ascaris lumbricoides life cycle. So here if you observe the Ascaris lumbricoides, which belongs to phylum Nematoda, to which all roundworms will belong, and class is Phasmidia. It possesses phasmids at posterior end, which are the sensitive organelles, so it is called as the Phasmidia. And here if you observe in the introduction, it is the monogenetic parasite. That you know, monogenetic parasite which will complete its life cycle in single host, only in man, only single host, that is man. So here it is called as the monogenetic parasite. And mode of infection, here if you observe the mode of infection, it is contaminated food and the water. If you observe its structure, it is unisexual. That means male and female are different. And sexual dimorphism is also very significant. That means by observing external characters, you can say which one is male one and which one is female one. So if both male and female are separate, that is unisexual. By observing external characters, if you are able to differentiate which is male one and which is female one, that is called as sexual dimorphism. If you observe the common characters, both male and female are cylindrical and unsegmented worms with pointed ends. So here if you observe, both male and female, both are here cylindrical like this, elongated body is there and it is pointed at both the ends. Okay, unsegmented, segments means, so here if on the body like this, the compartments or the chambers are there, or the segments are there, or fragments are there, it is called as segmentation. But this segmentation is not there, so it is called as unsegmented. And at the anterior end, a mouth is present. It is surrounded by 3 chitinous lips. So near the mouth, excretory pore is present on the midventral. So here if you observe, at the anterior end, a mouth is present which is surrounded by 3 lips, here like this, and here near the mouth, here if you observe, excretory pore is present. In both male and female on lips, amphids are present. They are chemoreceptors to know the chemical nature of the food. Along with them, phasmids are present at the posterior end, as already we discussed, which are glandulosensory structures. Here we are differentiating the male and female characters. Above, whatever you observe, those are common characters in between male and female that we observed under the structure. Here the differences in between male and female. Male is short with a curved posterior end. So here you can observe male is short with a curved posterior end. Female is longer with a straight posterior end. Female is longer with a straight posterior end. And male has cloaca at posterior end, which contains a pair of pineal setae or pineal spicules, which transfer sperms during copulation. So here if you observe, the male will possess a cloaca. Here the pineal spicules or the pineal setae are present here. These are useful to hold the female during the copulation, and these will transfer the sperms into the female during copulation. And if you observe the female, no cloaca, no pineal setae. So here no cloaca and no pineal setae. Posteriorly in front of the tail, here if you observe, there is an anus. So an anus is present at the posterior end. At the anterior end, about 1/3 of length from the mouth, midventrally a female genital aperture is present. So here if you observe, which is called as the vulva. So here if you observe, it is the female genital aperture, or you can call this as the vulva. Okay. And next here, if you observe the life history, copulation takes place in small intestine of man. So here in between male and female, copulation. So here copulation takes place in small intestine of man. So where the copulation is going to take place, it takes place in the small intestine of man. Next here, after copulation, each female releases 2 lakhs of eggs per day. So here after copulation, the female will releases 2 lakhs of eggs per day. And here every egg it will possess a protein coat. So here every egg will possess a protein coat, and it will be followed by the chitinous layer, and it will followed by the lipid layer. So protein layer, chitinous layer and the lipid layer, 3 layers are present above the egg. And here if you observe, the protein coat, outer coat, it will have the rippled surface, that is the wrinkled surface. So such kind of eggs are called as mammillated eggs. It is important for 2 marks, mammillated eggs. And here if you observe the infection here, so here if you observe the infection, at this stage it will goes out with the fecal matter, with the stools, with the undigested waste. It will be releasing to outside along with the fecal matter. And next this fecal matter will be released, if it is released into the environment. So what happens, these mammillated eggs will enter by contaminated food and the water into the alimentary canal of man. So it will enter into alimentary canal of man. And here in the alimentary canal, several enzymes will be releasing to outside. So due to the effect of the enzymes, shell of egg, it will be dissolved. Shell of egg will be dissolved. It will be digested, and now it will releases the first stage rhabditiform larva. Okay, you can call this as the embryonated egg. This is the embryonated egg. And it releases and it undergoes molting. What is this molting? In the winter season, you can observe the external skin of our palms. It will be loosening out, it will be shed off. So that process is called as the ecdysis. In the case of the snakes also, you can observe the external skin will be shedding off at regular intervals. Kusam vidichindi ani cheppesi antu untam. So that is called as the ecdysis or the molting. And here it is undergoing molting. So it is the first molting. And after the first molting, second stage larva will be released out. After the first molting, second stage larva is released out. What is the first stage larva? First stage larva is the rhabditiform larva. So here if you observe, first stage is the rhabditiform larva. Immediately after entering into the alimentary canal, it will shed off. The egg shell will be digested. So first stage larva will be released. First stage larva undergoing first molting and turning into second stage larva. Okay, this second stage larva or second stage rhabditiform larva, it is the infective stage to man. At this stage only, again it will enter into the man. So it is the infective stage to the man. It is very important point. What is the infective stage to the man? Second stage larva, second stage rhabditiform larva or second stage larva is the infective stage to man. And from here it will migrate from intestine into the various parts of the body. That is called as the extraintestinal migration. That means outside the intestinal cavity. Extraintestinal, outside the intestine. So where it will goes? Let us observe extraintestinal migration. So here if you observe, it is an important one, the route of the extraintestinal migration. From intestine, it is escaping into hepatic portal vein. It is the vein which collects blood and deposits blood in the liver. Yes, you remember, it is the vein which collects blood from intestine, from the alimentary canal, and deposits that blood to the liver. Hepato means liver. So from the liver, it enters into hepatic veins. From there it will goes to the postcaval vein. Postcaval vein will goes to the heart. From there it will goes to the pulmonary arteries. From there it goes to the alveoli of lungs. There it will performs 2 moltings. After third molting, second molting, it will goes to third stage larva. Third molting, it goes to the fourth stage larva. No confusion, it is the fourth stage larva. Just you observe here once. After copulation in the small intestine of man, female released 2 lakhs of eggs. 2 lakhs of eggs. These eggs are the mammillated eggs. And these mammillated eggs will release out through the fecal material into the environment. From the environment, these enter into the alimentary canal of man, where here if you observe, the shell of egg is dissolved. shell of egg is dissolved. Now it is the first stage rhabdative form larva. It undergoes first molting. It is the second stage larva. First larva, second larva. Second larva is after first molting. And it is showing now the extraintestinal migration. In the extraintestinal migration, here if you observe, in the alveoli of lungs, small chamber, the minute chamber in the lungs, it is undergoing second molting, third stage larva, third molting, fourth stage larva. Here now it enters into the bronchi. From the lungs it enters into the bronchi, trachea, sound producing box larynx, by the opening of the glottis, epiglottis. Now it is entering from larynx to the glottis opening, from there to pharynx, esophagus, stomach, intestine, its original place. Again it reached. Here it will perform fourth molting. Now it was transformed into young one. So this young one attains sexual maturity within 8 to 10 weeks. So pathogenicity, the disease, what it causes? It causes ascariasis. When the infection is mild, ascariasis is asymptomatic. That means no symptoms. Without any symptoms, without any characteristic features, it will stay in our intestine. Heavy infection causes abdominal pain, stunted growth in children. If you observe the prophylaxis means the prevention is always better than cure. Being zoology madam at intermediate level, I can tell only the prevention. If you get seat in medicine, your medical college professors will treat you about will tell you about the treatment. Okay. So using boiled and filtered water, and next is the washing hands, fruits and vegetables properly. And here I forgot to write, but it is important. Nowadays, as the coronavirus is there, everyone is taking very much care about personal hygiene. Cutting of nails at regular intervals, taking of the bath 2 times. So like this, personal hygiene is very important. Okay children. In next class we will observe the next life cycle. Good day.